Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. So it's very interesting how we got to this point of having Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale next. It's being talked about for May, but as far as what platform it's going to be on, it's kind of up in the air. Right now, Deontay Wilder is negotiating with a number of entities. Most notably, he's negotiating with Doesnt right now. And apparently, Doesnt got a big bag for this man if he's so willing to come over, jump ship from Showtime to Doesnt. Now, the funny thing in the situation is, I recall a lot of people on YouTube saying that Doesnt wasn't really going to amount to anything, and why would anyone sign to Doesnt? Well, they've got a few high-profile acts right now, and by adding Deontay Wilder to the mix, it's going to make them even bigger. Now, this potential signing could definitely lay out the groundwork for a potential fight between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. There should be no excuses if Deontay Wilder makes that move to Doesnt. No excuses. Now, let's talk about Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale. Deontay Wilder doesn't want to fight Dominic Breazeale on pay-per-view. He would much rather fight him on Fox. He feels that Dominic Breazeale is an unknown fighter, which he is, and it's just not the type of fight that he wants his fans to see on pay-per-view, because it's not like a Wilder versus Fury or Wilder versus Joshua. It's like he's dissing Dominic Breazeale and saying he's a second-rate fighter for the most part. He called him a lame. You know, he says he tries to act tough, but his voice ain't deep enough, shit like that, you know how Deontay Wilder be. Now, this fight has been brewing for some time. You know, a couple of years ago, Deontay Wilder, Breazeale were on the same car in Alabama. You know, there was some altercation after the car was over, which resulted in Dominic Breazeale getting beat up by some goons, which I believe were Deontay Wilder's goons. His cousin, brother, some shit like that. You can go back and look at the article. I don't got time for that bullshit. But yeah, he was jumped by some goons, and there was some legal action taken, and, you know, both of these guys have hated each other ever since. You know, Dominic Breazeale released a pretty messed up video about Deontay Wilder, and he was talking about his daughter and shit like that. It was messed up. So there's a big backstory behind this fight. You know, both of these guys, I'm sure, want to kill each other, but if you're smart, you know what the end result of this fight is going to be. Personally, I got Deontay Wilder beating Dominic Breazeale. And I have him beating Dominic Breazeale in pretty impressive fashion. I don't think this fight's going to... Well, the fight's not going to go 12 rounds. I'd be surprised if it goes 6 or 7 rounds. I think Dominic Breazeale is going to get brutally knocked out. Now, for some reason, there's a lot of people out there who feel like Dominic Breazeale has a chance of winning this fight. I'd like to know why you guys feel that way. You know, I watched Anthony Joshua dispose of this guy rather easily. You know, for the most part, Dominic Breazeale is looked at as pretty durable. You know, one of the fights that comes to mind, which is a fight that I liked of Breazeale, was him versus Uganov, because I believe Uganov dropped him in that fight, but Breazeale came back and won that fight by stoppage, right? Didn't he? I don't recall. I have to go back and look at that fight, but from what I remember, Breazeale looked pretty good in that fight. Even though he started off kind of bad, like in the beginning rounds, he started off kind of bad in that fight. So, Dominic Breazeale versus Deontay Wilder. I mean, only one of two things can happen, man. Deontay Wilder's going to knock Dominic Breazeale out, or Dominic Breazeale's going to get knocked out. I mean, which way you want me to put it, honestly? Like, it's no other way to put it, man. I mean, of course, this is the heavyweight division. Anything can happen, but not in this case. But yeah, apparently Deontay Wilder's demanding more money, you know. So, I mean, to make ends meet, the shit got to be on pay-per-view if he's demanding. This shit's probably going to be on pay-per-view, but it's probably not going to sell as well as the Wilder-Fury fight. I mean, the sole reason why Deontay Wilder was on pay-per-view is because of the opponent that he was fighting. I mean, You know, he fought Luis Ortiz prior to Tyson Fury, but that was on Showtime, right? That was on regular Showtime. Why wasn't that on pay-per-view? You know, he's got to realize, like, in order for him to do well on pay-per-view, he's got to have another marquee name. And really, those only marquee names, I mean, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, he might be able to get away with fighting Luis Ortiz on pay-per-view, but, you know, you never know. Tyson Fury ducked out over to, what is that, Top Rank and shit. So if Deontay Wilder goes to DAZN, I mean, the biggest fight that can be made right now anyway is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and that's what Deontay Wilder should work toward after he disposes of Dominic Breazeale. Like, enough with the games and shit, man. Like, go over there, take the money, and set that fight up. You know, I realize that Deontay Wilder's loyal to Al Heyman and PBC, Showtime, Steven Espinoza, but you got to go where the money is, bro. Like, and plus, the public, we're tired of waiting for this fucking fight. Regardless of who you think is at fault, like, the fight's got to happen, man. We're tired of waiting for this shit. You know, we want an undisputed champion at heavyweight. As simple as that. You know, Anthony Joshua, fuck is he fighting? He's fucking fighting Jarrell Miller. So, I mean, these two fights, man, these two matchups, very similar. You know, we know the outcome already. We know Jarrell Miller's not going to beat Anthony Joshua. We know Dominic Breazeale's not going to beat Deontay Wilder. And I can't wait till the line comes up on Bovado, because I'm going to put some money on that shit, man. It's simple. It's going to be some easy money, all right? Like I said, the backstory between Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale sells the fight more than anything. But Dominic Breazeale's a big, slow, flat-footed, slow punching, slow thinking, slow talking dude. You know, Deontay Wilder is probably going to go in here and spark this dude out. He's been wanting to do that for a while, you know. This is Anthony Joshua's leftovers. I think Anthony Joshua was the only loss that Dominic Breazeale has on his record. But, you know, it is what it is. If this is the best fight we can get at the moment, I guess it's okay. But if Deontay Wilder's going to DAZN, then we need to get that fight between Joshua and Wilder at the end of 2019. I think that's fair. I think that's fair to the public, you know. So, but it'll be interesting to see if the Deontay Wilder supporters are on board with him going to DAZN. Because, again, man, I remember dudes saying it was like, oh, well, they don't support Eddie Hearn, they don't support DAZN. DAZN's going to flop and all this shit. I mean, DAZN had its growing pains coming out the gate, right? Just like any organization that's new and coming up. Just like the PBC, man. PBC had growing pains too. I mean, ESPN is kind of running shit right now. ESPN, they're doing great, you know? It's really Showtime that's lacking. But are they really lacking, though? I mean, they got the majority of the fighters, you know? But one thing I can say about Fox, though, man, with regard to that Sean Porter-Ugas fight, I thought the production was terrible. I thought the playbacks were awful. I didn't enjoy that fight at all, man. But, hey, maybe that's just me. Let me know what you thought about that telecast. But, you know, the Fox telecast, to me, is probably the weakest of all the telecasts, man. I just don't like the replays and shit. But, you know, if it's on pay-per-view, it's typically a little bit better than, you know, FS1 or Fox. But let me know who you guys got winning between Deontay Wilder, Dominic Breazeale. Again, I'm going with Deontay Wilder win this fight. It's easy work, man. Like, this is like a upgraded bum fight, you know. There's a bum fight, and there's a fight that's slightly above a bum fight, and that's Dominic Breazeale. Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. Again, leave your comments below on who you think is going to win between Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale, and I'm out.
About the dirt, as a shorty I was studying my roots. Quiet dude, neutral, playing everything cool. Been a lot of things, I ain't never played a fool. Young OG and I'm pouring up a deuce. Catch me riding with a bad bad chick beside me, feeling glorious like life is astounding. Let's get high and sit on top of a mountain. This right here should have the real niggas bouncing. Yeah, chill God back in effect. I do it for the love, but I'm trying to get a check. Need that respect, ain't no doubts about it. If a nigga hesitating, I'ma snatch him out it. Tired of these niggas thinking they know me. I was on my 5th life back in 03, doing things that they could not imagine. They just wishing code names be Aladdin. Real niggas since day one, A1.